What's up, everyone? I am going to break it. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to talk about sports. And I don't care if I get 2 views or whatever. But a huge basketball fan here. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. If anyone followed basketball, especially during when it started to peak, Flint, Michigan was huge. Roy Marble, Glenn Rice, played against both of them. Roy Marble in junior high and Glenn Rice during some pickup games in Flint, and I held my own. I did not beat Glenn Rice in our pickup game, but I held my own. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I could have thrown a pass. I got into Carmen High School, and I should have been the starter in 9th and 10th grade, and politics got involved. And you guys know me by now, man. I was headstrong now. I'm headstrong then. And I just said F you to basketball with the politics when I was playing better than anybody else. And if I hope a couple of my old teammates come on board here because I was better than them and I didn't get it because of politics and I should have started and I didn't. So whatever. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the change of the game. Now, HBO had a documentary that I just watched about it was great, Magic Johnson and his era of him coming to the Lakers from MSU. I can tell you and I can promise you guys, I was there. I was living it. 78 and 79, I was 7th and 8th grader. They tape delayed the games. You've heard this before. They tape delayed it. I was living it. I was nothing in Flint, Michigan. There was nothing but basketball. It was the best. I loved basketball more than football, baseball, anything. And our coach in junior high at LE Junior High showed us the game, and we loved it. And we played it. Played against Dye Junior High. We absolutely loved it. Went into high school. Now this is where I played Roy Marble in junior high, and then Glenn we played. I was like a junior, senior, and I had given up basketball, but I kept playing. I just didn't want to play with the politics. And he came in and they won. They won, but I held my own, like I said. So I played against some really, really good people in Flint during that time. It was huge. How was that huge? So this goes back to, and I may have mentioned early, Steph Curry said he was the best point guard in the NBA. He just said that. It's all over the news right now, and he should boast that. If you think you're the best, if you don't think you're the best, you're not the best. I loved it when he said it. He's the best for this era. He is. He's done things, that I don't think very many people have done. I was huge, loving the 3-pointer when I played, and he's perfected this to some strange degree, and he's awesome. What happened? What happened in sports during 1978 and then leading up through the 80s was something that you may have never seen in another sport. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird made the NBA. The NBA was going down, as you saw in the HBO thing that I just watched with Magic Johnson, and I think they came out in 22, but I just watched it. It was tanking until them two came along. And then you had the Bad Boys Pistons, which obviously I came from Detroit and I love, but they were ruthless. So how can you compare? Steph could be the best point guard. I'm not disputing that, man. I don't argue stuff like that. But the era of if Magic and Larry Bird didn't come along at that particular time in the NBA history, I don't think Steph would even be claiming that, because who would even know if there was another? It would have been a league, but not the league that Steph sees today. It was that impactful. We watched the game, the college game, the final between Larry Bird and Magic. We watched it live when they were playing in college. It was huge, guys. The passion that I was watching the HBO documentary is something I'll never forget, ever. It made my passion for basketball. I played basketball all the time. And I think that's what led up to some of the Flint greats that came out of there. And Flint great wasn't me. But, there are people that just do their own thing. And like I said, I'm not going to claim I was going to be anything, but I held my own. And so Steph saying he's the best is great. It makes for great social media, you guys. It makes for great comparisons. But we were talking about completely two different eras, almost like World War I to World War II. In far as could you say one or the other is the same? No, you can't say they are the same. They're completely different. The NBA what it was in 1978 and where it is today was made because of Magic and Larry Bird, no doubt about it. And then in the mid to late 80s, he had the Pistons going on their two-peat, and you had, obviously, Magic doing his thing, and Larry Bird, of course, doing his thing. And a guy, small kid from Indiana. You notice that? Michigan, Indiana, really close. So, you guys, so as Steph says he's the best, we shouldn't question him because he is the best in this era. He just is. Your argument, everybody wants to argue. Whatever, man. You guys have known me long enough. I don't argue certain things. And one of them is Steph Curry great? And is he the best? Yes. Is he the best all time? I can't answer that because I lie in the fact that the NBA wouldn't have been, I'm repeating myself, wouldn't have been where it was or where it is today if it wasn't for Magic and Bird. And then you bring in Isaiah Thomas, who has rubbed everybody wrong after he left. Well, he rubbed everybody wrong, including Michael Jordan in the NBA. But we do let people's personalities kind of block how great they were. Isaiah was great at what he did. So is he the best of all time? I can't answer that, and I won't answer that. I'll say he's in the top 5. It's like answering, like I did in an interview I had done with Room 1903 about my top picks of national parks. It was so hard for me. And I was in Zion when they did it, and then I was in the Tetons last winter, and things just changed. They changed constantly. So for me personally, is he the best of this era? Yes. Is he the best overall? You guys keep arguing. That's what makes you money, because everybody loves to argue and get mad and say, I'm right, I'm wrong. You're not right or you're not wrong. But the fact is, you guys, the fact is, the NBA would not be the NBA if it wasn't for Magic and Larry Bird coming along. And then the Pistons trying to screw everything up. It was just like the perfect decade. So, okay, that's mine. It's almost 10 minutes. I can do that on one app that I'm going to throw this out on. But, you know, I loved it when he said, am I the best? Because it's boastfulness with truthfulness. He's that great. I loved it. I loved it personally. And if Magic said he was the best, I'd love that. And Larry Bird said he was the best, I'd love that. And Isaiah would probably say he was the best. I'd love that too. You know, so who is, who knows? So Michael Jordan, and let's not talk about that, you know. I personally think that he was the best. And then, you know, then you got LeBron and some other people coming their way. But peace out, everyone. Thanks for listening. I just saw that thing about Stephen Curry, and it just jogged my memory of 1978, 1979. It's junior high school, and these guys were in college, and they transformed the NBA as we know it. And I truly believe that. And I think the HBO documentary with Magic kind of laid that out pretty well. It just wouldn't be where it was today if it wasn't for them. It was about ready to die. You know, they had a few things going for them, but not much. Later on. Peace out.